Welcome to Conversations with Khadijah, a space created for your heart, your healing, and your wholeness. CALM stands for compassionate, authentic, loving, and meaningful conversations. This is where we slow down, breathe deeply, and speak honestly, without judgment, without pressure, and without mask. Here we talk about healing, growth, relationships, faith, purpose, and a real-life journey that shape who we are becoming. Whether I'm sitting with longtime friends, thought leaders, or reflecting with you one-on-one, every conversation is rooted in intention, vulnerability, and truth. This is your invitation to soothe, to listen inward, and to remember that healing doesn't have to be loud. It can be calm. I am your host, Khadijah. Let's take a deep breath and let's begin. Okay, without further ado, I would like to introduce my very first guest, my sister for over 40 years, my soulmate friend, and also 1/3 of the Healing Hearts team, the magic that is Mo. First of all, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. You are Conversations with Khadijah's very first guest.
Oh, am I?
Very first guest. So I'm so excited about this conversation.
Okay.
What I think this will look like is going to look like a really, really intricate look into our text messages, our inboxes. Okay. And all of our intimate moments that we share, because not only do folks seem to be fascinated with our friendship, but it's also a very, very, what I like to call authentic, genuine, and real friendship where it requires a lot of what? Conversations.
Okay.
So before we get started, I just want to take this moment to get grounded.
Okay.
So I want to ask you if you could share one.
Well, first of all, let me say hello.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry.
Hello. Yes, I'm Magical Mo, and I am happy to be here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to share a little bit about yourself, Magical Mo, or you just want to wait till the interview gets started?
We can start the interview.
Okay, the conversation. I apologize. I apologize. Okay. So before we do get started, though, I want to do something to ground us in this moment. Okay. So let me ask, if you could name one word that you're feeling about this moment, in this moment, what would it be?
Nervous.
Okay.
Nervous.
Okay.
Nervous.
No worries. I got you. I'm going to calm you down by the time it's over.
Nervous. Not nervous for anything else. Just nervous because, again, I don't know what to expect. The unexpected. And this is my first podcast ever. So I've never been, in the hot seat.
Okay.
So yeah, the nerves are there, but they'll calm down as the conversations go on.
I promise you they will.
Yeah,
I promise you they will.
That's about it. But other than that, I'm good.
Okay. I'll use full circle. Full circle for my word for right now, because I feel like, again, we always knew we would be in this space.
Right.
Due to a lot of the conversations that we had. We've had.
Yeah.
It's just on a larger platform right now. So first, let me ask, because you and I are both Brownsville natives.
Okay.
So let's talk about some of your experience growing up in Brownsville.
Okay.
Growing up West Indian.
Okay.
Growing up with a family that's predominantly women.
Okay.
And also let's talk about some of the perceptions surrounding pretty privilege.
Okay.
Right. So let's talk about your Brownsville upbringing first.
Okay. So, I was born and raised in Brownsville. I went to PS 41. And I went there for elementary school and then went to Livingston in Albany, upstate New York.
Okay.
But for the most part, I've been grounded and rooted in Brownsville. I lived with my mom and my grandmother and my aunts, and everybody lived under the same household. Amen. We all lived in one home all together for many years. So that was pretty much my upbringing. My uncles was there as well too.
Okay.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. Like, again, I never had what people think of Brownsville, since that was home to me, I never really had those experiences.
Okay.
I did know what was what and what wasn't what, right? But when you would always say, when people would always ask you, where you from? They'll be like, they'll ask where you from, and I'm saying, well, I'm from Brownsville. They'll be like, oh, Brownsville, but I will always say, but not from the projects. Oh, yeah, I would always say that, not from the projects. Like, my family lived in a home. Yeah, my family lived in a home.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with people from the projects. I love you guys all.
Of course.
But that was just my way. That was my thing. So I kind of represented where I came from.
Yes.
And that's what it was. We all lived in a home, and that was pretty much it.
And then you guys' block were predominantly West Indian, so it made it even more comfortable.
Yes.
Because it's like you're within your culture.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
not saying that. It's just, again, you heard of the when people say like, you don't know what you're in until you're not in it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I did not know that. I'm not saying I didn't know, but I didn't know I was that rooted in the West Indian culture growing up.
Okay.
Right. So what you just said, that the whole block was full of West Indian people, that's just all I knew. So I didn't see the separateness.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I didn't see, okay, well, my block is West Indian, and then your block is the African Americans or the Black people or the Spanish. I didn't see that.
Yes.
That was just what I grew up in.
Yes.
It didn't take until I went away to college, I seen the separation and the difference.
Okay.
So back to what you were saying, no, I didn't feel that predominantly West Indian culture there. Yes, I grew up in it. Yes, it was what it was, but I didn't piece that connection until I went away to school.
Okay. Also, for me, right, I grew up in Brownsville. I grew up 2 blocks away from Monique, but I did grow up in the projects. And like she said, it's always the perception of when somebody asks where you're from and you say Brownsville, they like basically looking at you like if they should hide their pocketbook.
Right.
And you like, it's not that bad.
It's not that serious.
Right. I think for me, I didn't know what that look was like until I no longer lived in it.
Right.
Because we actually moved to Canarsie when I got a bit older, and living in Canarsie was just so different from living in Brownsville. It's so different from living in the projects. And I think, no shade, but I started to also side-eye my fellow Brownsvillians when I moved, because it was like there is a whole life outside of here that's so different from here. And that life I enjoy.
Right.
It was peaceful.
Yeah.
When I didn't know that I wasn't living peaceful when I was living in the projects.
Right.
And again, like you said, no shade to that. That is our upbringing. And it definitely helped mold and shape me, because a lot of my strength and courage comes from, I grew up in the Peas. Right. So like right now, I live around the corner from the Peas. It could be a shootout over there. You think my family calling me like, you okay over there?
Right.
They're not even worried about me because they know I can hold it down. So that was crazy. But like you said, you don't know until you're no longer there.
Correct.
Let me ask you this, knowing you for so long, and I know that, again, growing up, there's a perception. There's a perception about plus size women. There's a perception about beautiful women, right? What do you feel like the perception was of you growing up?
Well, I didn't really think about that. That was the thing. No, I didn't really think about that. It wasn't, again, like I said, a lot of my views on the world and views on life really happened like when I went away to college.
All right.
Yeah, like when I went away to college and I started life and things of that nature. I didn't really, prior to that, no, I didn't have that whole, okay, you light skin and so you getting this privilege. I didn't see any of that. Like that wasn't my upbringing. Like I had dark skinned friends, I had light skinned friends, like that wasn't a thing for me.
Okay.
Colorism was not a thing for me.
Okay.
So I can't really speak to that. And again, if it was a thing, I did not pay attention to it. Let's say that, right? If it was happening, I didn't pay attention to it.
I know.
Yeah. I didn't pay attention to it. So, and again, maybe because I didn't pay attention to it, that made me to be the person that I am now, right?
Amen.
More happy seeing the world how I see it, So
yes, it was a blessing.
Yeah, exactly, right. So that was my thing. I didn't really have that. Not that I didn't have it, I didn't pay attention to it.
You didn't pay attention to it.
And because I didn't pay attention to it, it made me able to see the world in a different light.
Yes, which is a beautiful thing.
I like the light that I see the world in.
That's right.
And it just is what it is. That's it. Yeah.
And it's crazy you say that. I know about the oblivious piece. We make jokes about it, right? But I know about that, right? And I know that, again, we hung out, we were younger. There definitely was a perception, like you said, that you didn't pay no mind to, but I would always have to be like, no, they nice. Like, Natalie is nice. Monique is nice, And they would be like,
oh, they were saying that about us?
Yeah, you think y'all all that.
What? No.
Yes, more so you.
Me?
Because you got to remember, Natalie was more, she was a little bit more extroverted. Right? Whereas if you have a friend group, you know, you have the group. Natalie was more out. Like she would, you know, engage with anybody, right? And again, not.
I never knew this.
You didn't know this?
No.
Okay, well, we're learning something new here, guys.
We are.
So, and again, it would I don't necessarily think it made folks not like you.
Right.
I think it made folks afraid to engage because they didn't know. So if I'm having a conversation, I'd be like, no, they mad nice. They mad cool because I'm in there doing world dance and everything in D, you know.
The summer parties and stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Wow.
Especially from where I was from.
Right.
That definitely was the perception. And then remember, your cousin dated somebody where I was from, so that made it even more like, because I have friends that dated that same person. So
right.
It's like, you go with that bitch from, that think she all that, and it's
right.
like,
what?
no, they nice.
I did not know
They
that.
are not nice. And then, well, again, that goes back to even like growing up plus size.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you said, I didn't have time to focus on if folks were teasing and making fun. Like that wasn't on my radar. So
right.
I guess because like you said, that was able to help with my confidence, that I wasn't sitting around thinking about like, they think I'm fat and I can't do nothing. So it was like, I'm that girl. Like,
I mean, see, I was not going around saying that I'm that girl.
Oh,
if that's what was coming on.
I know you wasn't. I was with you.
I was not going around saying that. It just was what it was. Like that was.
You was just that girl.
No, it was not that I was just that girl. It just whatever. Right?
Yes.
My whole thing was that, you know, but just to hear that, you know, I was the one casted out because but remember too, I was in the house. I was shy.
But also remember too, you dated. We'll get into that. But
who I dated?
Again, that we talking about the perception, right? So I think too, once folks know you were able to get a guy that, you know, other folks weren't able to, that was just like a crush.
Okay, you talking about so and so?
Yes.
Okay, but once again, that person didn't look like that to me.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
He didn't look like that to me. He just looked like
him.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, that was it. But now that you're saying that and knowing who him was to the little circle and the culture that was there, okay, I can see how people would think that, but no, when I listen, this is.
We're just getting started. Okay, so I'm happy you brought up your college life. I'm so happy you brought up your college life.
And wait, this was an elementary
school. And junior high. And elementary and junior high, yes. And not even so much junior high for you because, remember, you had left.
No, I wasn't there,
Yes, I remember all of this.
Them little stuff.
Yeah. You know, this is our world.
No problem, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now, if you don't mind me asking, where did you go to college?
I went to SUNY Newport.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what was some of the experiences like there? Because like you said, it's a whole new world opening up.
It was a whole new world. It was a whole new world. So first of all, it was like a sense of freedom, right? It was a sense of freedom. It was a whole new world, but free, but not free, because my older cousin went there as well too.
Oh, good.
Right. So so it kind of was like, okay, well, if I wanted to know who was who or what was, you know the ropes and stuff, I just kind of went to her.
Yes.
And then people already knew, like, okay, well, that was so and so cousin. So I had that kind of leg up there. But again, yes, you saw the culture. You saw the culture of many different people, right? You saw the culture of the Black people. You saw the culture of white people. You saw the culture of the West Indian people, but not much.
Okay.
Right? So coming from where I came from, obviously growing up in a West Indian, home, and my high school was very West Indian.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I went to Boys and Girls, shout out to the high.
Yes.
My clique and crew at that time was very West Indian.
Okay.
So that was the culture that I grew up in. But in college, no, it just was like, that was small.
Mm-hmm.
That was small up there. And then I just liked it. You know, I gravitated to certain people. I liked it. It was just fun. It was different. You know?
The culture shift.
And the culture shift, yeah.
Good.
It was just definitely different. It just seen my eyes up, made me see the world in a different, just in a slightly different place. I mean, I continue to be who I am. But, just seeing that magnitude of different people, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, it's diversity at this point.
Correct.
It's diversity at this point.
Exactly.
So let me ask, not long after college, you became a mom.
Well, not long after, in between.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh,
so
okay.
I started
okay.
at Brooklyn. I started at SUNY New Paltz.
Uh-huh.
And then things happened what made me leave SUNY New Paltz, which I'm not getting into that. And then I transferred to Brooklyn College.
Okay.
Right.
Down
so
here in the city.
Between
Yes.
that piece there, yes, I became pregnant with my child now, who just left for college today. Right?
Shout out Malachi. Huge shout out to the big cats in the building. Shout out Mal.
Exactly, yeah. So he's going into, he's in his junior year. So he's ending his junior year now. This is spring junior year.
Nice.
So we got 1.5 more years to go, and he just left today.
Okay.
But so that in between that piece, that's when I got pregnant and all of that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back to school.
Okay.
Right. So I took a break off of, coming from SUNY New Paltz, I transferred to Brooklyn College, started Brooklyn College, going to school, then I started working and all of this stuff, doing, CNA. I got my license, my state board license for nurse's aid. So I did that and also was going to Brooklyn College. Mm-hmm. And then in between there, I got pregnant. So stopped for a little bit.
Okay.
And right after I had him, I went back to school.
That's right.
And I graduated in, I think, 2007.
Congratulations.
And he was right there on my hip. He was like 1 or 2 years old, something like that. But yeah, that's when I graduated and got my bachelor's in psychology.
Okay. Let me ask. So what is some of the key points that you take away from Mo to Mom?
But when you say Mo to Mom,
yeah, because I know Mo to friend, right?
Okay.
What are some of the things that you pride yourself on as Mo to Mom? Like one of the things you just said was like, I still stay diligent with continuing my education.
Yeah.
So one of the things just like
I don't know. You know what it was for me? It was kind of like when I got pregnant. Not when I got pregnant, like when he was actually born. Mm-hmm. Right? That's when a light bulb switched for me. Just automatic. Mm-hmm. That was it. That was just it. It's like, okay, now I'm here and this child is I'm responsible for this other human being. So I got to kick things into gear. Not saying that I was doing wild stuff before, right? Because again, I was still in school. According to y'all, I was who I was, right?
Ooh,
so you
that
know
girl.
what I'm saying? Yeah,
that girl.
So I was just still doing what I was supposed to do. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like a big shift change, but it was just like a change. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. I remember even like after having him, like trying to return back to the club. I'm in the club and I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, I could have been home sleeping right now with my newborn baby. No, y'all can do that. I'm done with that.
Yes.
So, it just was those little things that pretty much changed for me. And then that was it. And I started working for the city and been working for the city ever since. Mm-hmm. And that was just it. So to me, I guess you would say the diligent, efforts in staying connected to what I was doing, like that never stopped. Mm-hmm. That never wavered.
I like the fact that, again, the responsible mode just kicked into higher gear.
Higher gear, yeah. It was just higher gear. It was just higher gear. Yeah, that was pretty much it, yeah. And then again, also too, is like, I mean, I can't say that for everybody that, when you have kids, you have that switch,
yes,
but for me, it's kind of like, well, I wanted my child to have more than what I did.
Yes.
And if he have like a little bit more than what I did, he made it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He made it. Don't have to be something grand, but okay, wow, he made it.
Yes.
So, I think that was my drive.
Okay.
That was my drive that I kind of continued on doing. And even now to this day,
Amen.
Like I still continue
I
doing
was just about to ask you, do you feel mission, not necessarily.
No, the mission ain't never complete.
Yes.
No, the mission, for me, I feel like when you have a kid, the mission is never complete. At least for mine. No, I'm still going to be there. I'm still active. I'm still in tune. I'm still trying to get to the next step. I'm always here. So no, the mission is never complete. It's getting accomplished, but it's never complete.
Okay, so let's shift away from that for a little bit. I want to talk to you about the healing journey.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk to you about the healing journey. So I want you to share with me, and not necessarily the actual situation, but when was a pivotal moment that you said to yourself, my life needs to go in a different direction?
Right. So, I can't remember the year. But again, same thing. Everybody in relationships, right? I was in a particular relationship. And again, the same thing that we all go through relationship. Somebody's cheating, somebody you want to leave, you're doing a back and forth tug and pull and dance. And I remember I would, hit you up and be like, listen, I don't know, I got to do X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? What's happening here? And this person is doing this person's doing that. And what you kept saying to me that resonated to me, I was pissed off about it, but you kept saying it to me. You kept saying, okay, that person's doing that, but what is Mo going to do? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, but no, you're not hearing me. I'm telling you, but they doing this. Yeah, I understand that, Monique, but what are you going to do? Mm-hmm. And at that time, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I liked hearing that you kept asking me that.
Throwing it back to
me. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of weird because that's not normal. 9 times out of 10, when you're going through stuff or whatever you're going through and you go to your friend is on your bandwagon.
Yes.
What, girl? All right, we're going to do that. We're going to do this. What he did, blah, blah. The friend is there. Mm-hmm. And you were not there. Okay. But you were there.
Yes. Okay.
So
okay.
I was just like, why you keep saying that? Like that really was bothering me. It really was bothering me. So I'm like, okay, all right. You know what? I'm not gonna text her no more because she gonna say, but I want to text her because I do want to hear it again. Mm-hmm. So you kept saying it, and then when you were saying it enough, that's when you introduced, momentum education to me.
Yes.
And then I remember I went to an information session and I wasn't ready. Mm-hmm. And I went and I was like, no. You kept sending me the information sessions to go to. Mm-hmm. And because I wasn't ready, I was not going. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, make excuses for everything, right? I'm like, oh no, Sunday, I gotta cook. I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. And then sure enough, the Sunday that I did show up for Pay It Forward, I never left.
I know that's right.
I never left.
Shout out Momentum.
Yeah, shout out Momentum Education. Definitely saved my life.
Likewise.
But again, like I said, I'm not saying that my life was, the worst of the worst. So I was out here doing this and doing that. No, but it just wasn't where I wanted to be.
That's right.
You understand? It wasn't where I felt like I needed to be. Like I just wanted more for myself. Mm-hmm. So once I started, going through the workshops and, the different sessions, that was it. That was it. I took basic, advanced, and leadership.
Yes, full completion.
Yes, I completed the whole thing. And like I said, to this day, I still use, a lot of the tools that they gave us way back when.
Likewise.
You know what I mean? Now, time is my big thing. Time, I don't play with time. So it's like,
I was late today.
Yes, correct. So, I just a lot of things that's just in my toolbox that they're not going nowhere.
Yes.
And they just helped me along the way. So my healing journey started with them.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
Okay. What year was this?
I want to say
16?
15, 16.
Yes, because I remember mine was 14, 15.
Right. So 15, 16, and I think I fully completed in 2017.
Okay.
Leadership and all that.
Wow, almost 10 years now. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
So that was it for me. And then coupled with that, then you did Operation Heal 100 Hearts. Yes. So we used to have the sessions and things of that nature. And, that was also healing for me. You know what I mean?
Likewise.
Because when we would go there, we would, have the games that we would play and things of that nature, the different
icebreakers
that we would do. Those things were healing because, again, they letting out the floodgates of the tears.
Yes. And the real true emotions.
The real emotions.
Being genuine.
And it's helping you, see yourself and, the ways that, you didn't want to see. And then you don't care who's around you because it's like, listen, this is me. This is raw.
Yes.
It's coming out. Excuse me. So that helped me, along the way as well too. And then, magical moments.
I was about to go into that.
Yeah. I'm on a roll here. I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll.
She got this. The co-host is co-hosting.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So, magical moments.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That was...
So talk a little bit with the audience about what magical moments... Well, let me stop you for 1 second. Let me go back a little bit, right? So I'll go back to momentum. It's so beautiful to pay it forward piece because somebody did that for me. What I did for Mo, which was Robin. Shout out Robin, my best friend's sister. She saw that I was in a place that I needed healing. I wanted healing and I was almost there. So she invited me and I went, and like Mo said, it just completely shifted everything in me to say, you're healing at 5 and I need you healing at 500.
Yes.
So I just upped the ante at that point where, you're addressing weight issues, you're addressing not furthering your education, you addressing where you're working, if you're happy, where you live, like all of these things needed to shift for me to be happy. And after you and I went on the momentum journey, I didn't go to leadership. Okay. I did advanced and basic. And I mean, again, life-changing, right? And then Operation Heal 100 Hearts got started in 2014, the same year. And that's what made Robin refer it to me, because she saw me start that.
Right.
Which again, for me, is I wanted to help people because somebody at A helped me, and I had, with God, basically helped heal myself.
Right.
So I was like, wow, this is really doable.
Yeah.
So Heal Hearts had started, and it was only me. And what happened was, when I saw how excellent and how diligent you were on the healing journey, I was like, no, I need your part of the team. Right. I need your part of the team, because it's something that you bring that I don't have, and then B, you bring a next level of healing that folks need to also see as well and hear a different story. So that's how we got into Healing Hearts. And again, we made history. The other day, they had the 2016s, like they wanted you to repost.
I see that, yeah.
And I was just, I got in my feelings so bad, girl, because we did most of our mixers then.
Yeah.
So you see all our
2016
pictures.
Was a year.
We ate the girls up. We ate the girls up.
2016. I always say that 2016 and 2022 was my best adult year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I want to talk about 2022 in a minute.
Yeah.
So no, we definitely, we really, really catapulted the healing journey to a next level, because we're here promoting positivity and doing all of these functions and events, and missing my mom, missing my dad. And it meant so much to the community, standing in the gap for people who don't have their parents. Meanwhile, I have my mom, you have your mom, right? So it was a lot. It was a lot. So out of that, it became, Healing Hearts was something that I came up with, and you have your own gifts and talents. Right. So now talk to them about the magic that was Mo. Right. Magical Moments, right?
Yeah, so again, Magical Moments, aka Magic by Mo, came about in, I want to say around that time, 2016, 2017. And again, it just started and blossomed off of who I genuinely was at that time. Right? Still am now, but who I was at that time. And again, it was surrounded by celebrating people just very with a very small moment, for their birthday and, whatever celebration or whatever occasion that was what it was for. Yes. And again, I used to create magical moments for my family, right? Again, yes. I was the one that, okay, it's somebody's birthday. I'm running out, going to get a nice little cake. And at 12 o'clock in the night, I'm running up in their house, knocking on their door. Happy birthday. And that little piece there just made them feel good. Yes. So again, I did all this for my family. And then Magic by Mo really came about when one of my friends, shout out to Onika, she wanted me to do it with a coworker. And I did it. And that same feeling that I would get from my family, I got from this lady that I didn't know who she was. Wow. So that made me feel like, oh, I could do this to other people? Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, let's go. Yes. And from there, it just took off. Again, the YouTube channel is still up if you want to see, the past moments. But yeah, they was just so good. Yes, they were just so good. Like I said, it was just a moment. You know what I mean? It was just a moment. I'm not interested in doing that anymore. No elevation. And again, nothing wrong with the magical moments. But it was just a moment. Yes. I just really need people to understand it was a moment in time. Yes. And really, honestly, truly, what kind of stopped that moment in time was COVID. Oh, okay. Because remember, the videos are, video recorded. Yes. So at that time, now since everyone is, in a pandemic and everyone is social distancing and you can't be next to each other, people started doing their own moments. Yes. Sending their own videos to their family. Oh, happy birthday. I miss you. I love you. So it kind of took a damper on the business. Yes. And at that point, too, I was kind of like coming down off of it. Yes. So that was pretty much it. But that was a journey. That was definitely a journey, running around and doing all that. And that was cool. Also to a testament to who you are. Yeah. Because I think the energy is what made the moment magical. Right. Correct. Which is why thinking of what was the name? It was MOE. It was making ordinary extraordinary. Yeah. Because it's like, I even with my high energy dramatic ass, I don't know if I would have got that response. Right. Yeah. I think it was just because who you are. Right. Yeah. It made people feel even more special. Right. Yeah. So that's what, and it was genuine. Yeah. Like, I'm not giving you this moment being phony. I'm hugging you. Yeah. And now you my God sister. And remember, I'm going into people's doors I don't know. Yes. You know what I mean? So, and one thing too, I really felt like I was able to do the moments and I was the best person for it, because remember my line of work where I work, which I'm not going to say, but I was knocking on people. I was not still am, but knocking on people's doors for not the best thing. Yes. Right? Okay. So in my head, and I had to do that because I had to survive and work. So the fear went away there, right? Whatever was going to happen was going to happen. God was still going to be there. So for me, the moments were easier because I said to myself, all these years I'm working here, knocking on these people's door for something that they would deem negative.
Yes.
Now I'm knocking on their door for something positive. Listen, if I'm supposed to get snatched up, I'll get snatched up. That's just it. That's just it. If God said, listen, you're going to get snatched up now, you're going to get snatched up now during the moments, and you didn't get snatched up doing what, that was the way that's supposed to go.
Yes.
Out. And thank God that none of these things ever happened, but people used to always say that, like, oh, you didn't know, you knew that person?
Yes.
You're knocking on their door like that? I'm like, no, I don't know that. I don't know.
Been there, yes.
Yeah, hello, let me in. And they really was letting me in. So, that was, like you said, a testament to my natural spirit and, who I am as a person. The genuineness there was there.
And what's so crazy is that, again, here we go again with another business being prompted out of the healing journey. Right. Because remember, all of these things came from us embarking on the healing journey.
Yeah.
So what happened was, let me share another piece, was that my dad passed away December 13, 2005, right? So we just, I don't want to say celebrated, but 20 years of his homegoing, right? And when I started hanging out with Monique, one of her holidays is Christmas, right?
One of them is?
Yeah, you're
that's
right.
That's the only holiday.
Yes.
That's the only holiday that lives and exists, and that's mine. That's the only holiday.
In her world, right?
And then my birthday.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So now when she and I are hanging out and she says, oh, well, Christmas is coming up. What are you doing? And I'm looking at her like, because my family didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. Because my dad passed away around that time, it was really more of us just getting together and grieving together for that time and then pushing forward. Mm-hmm. So she was like, I'm sorry,
on a tree?
what? Like, what are y'all gonna cry? What? And what is gonna happen? Like, why is this happening? And I'm like, what do you mean? Why? My dad is dead. And she's like, what the fuck is mine? Like, move forward. Like, so I'm like, well, what are we gonna do? She was like, well, how about you host Christmas at your house? Mm-hmm. So I was like, you can do it. Mm-hmm. And she came over and she decorated so beautifully. Mm-hmm. And I invited my whole family. We decorated my door. Mm-hmm. We exchanged gifts. And again, Christmas is now at my house every year as a result of, and it's such a huge thing for my family now, just because it was introduced to me by Magical Mo. Right. Mm-hmm. But then the other piece of that is that Christmas also got extended into a business for you.
Right.
Do you want to share that as well?
So that is the my Christmas tree business. So once again, I'm doing my own thing in my own place, decorated my own tree. And one of my neighbors next door, she was like, oh, Mo, can you decorate my tree? And then I will post the trees on Instagram and people say, oh, can you do mine? And I'm like, I guess. Okay, I guess. And I did her tree and then continued to do your tree and then my tree. And it just took off from there where people just asking. And I was like, okay, all right, I guess. And then me and my sisters, we went around and, decorated Christmas trees, and we still do it to this day and we love it. So that also came out of all of that. And again, even with the trees, like again, I enjoy it, right? I enjoy shopping for it. I enjoy doing the trees. I stand back and we just look like, oh my God, like look at this. Wow, this just came out. Yeah, look at how it just came so beautiful. To the point, people leave their trees up for months. Months. And a lot of them would say like, no, when I walk in my home, this tree just brings me still so much joy. And it'd be like March. Yes. It'd be like April. And
especially depending on how it's decorated. Because the theme could also help you keep it up against a pink tree, keep it for Valentine's Day.
Correct. Absolutely,
I could see that. Mm-hmm. So speaking of, I just touched base, I want to shift gears a little bit about, my dad passing away. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, which I can totally relate to, is being a fatherless daughter.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. So first, let me ask, how long have you been a fatherless daughter?
So my dad passed away in 1989.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 7 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, I was 7. Again, didn't really have a much relationship with him. I know little pieces and parts, you know what I mean, of, what we shared or, memories through pictures.
Yes.
I have that. But yeah, so it's been that long. And again, I have learned to cope with it. Some people, they also say, you don't know, you can't miss what you never had. Mm-hmm. And I understand that to an extent. Right? Again, I never had a dad growing up. So no, I don't miss it. But you just do miss the figure. You know what I mean? You do miss the figure.
Yes.
Especially, when things are great is happening in your world. Mm-hmm. You wish you had that person to kind of go back to and speak to or get advice from. Especially from, a male's perspective in terms of relationships.
Yes.
So that's about it. But to this day, like, I'm good. I'm good. It took me a long time to be good because it would be times in the past where, I would cry, when I think about him or, go through certain things and, he's not there. But to this day, like I'm good. My coping skills are easier as time kind of progressed.
Okay. And I was going to ask, but you said it, did you have any man that could stand in the gap for him?
Well, I mean, again, not really. Okay. Right? Not really. So yes, I have my uncles, what I mean?
Okay.
In my life. But no, and I think that, yes, I think, for, I speak for me, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I think that, within myself, I've always been looking for that father figure within the people that I was with in relationships.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So that's a thing, right?
Okay.
So to really sit up here and say, that I've gotten that, I would say here and there in some spaces. You know what I mean? In some aspects, right? To the day now, I'm in a relationship now. I'm going to be in a relationship.
I know that's right.
You know that, right?
You better say it, Bob.
I love
you
love.
Better say it,
love
girl.
is not going to stop me.
That's
I'm
right.
not dying old with the cats.
That's right.
No. So, the relationship that I'm currently in now is very good and it's long standing. And I'm not going to say like I see him as my father, but the father figure aspects of it, the protectiveness.
Yes.
The guidance.
Yes.
All of those things that we would look for in a father, I can say that I can see this in that person. Right? Again, not taking away from my father or anything, but I can see that in that person. To this day, I've been protected and I've been guided.
Yes.
And that definitely feels good.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
that's what I said.
I think in my case, I did have my dad up until I was about 22, but going on 23, but the only issue with that is that we didn't have the best relationship.
Right.
So that's the other hard part is that somebody is here and they are protecting and they are providing, but there is other pieces that I need.
Right.
And other pieces that I require. And I always say, the breakdown of me and my dad's relationship was totally my fault. Right. So, and I have a tattoo that says, I blame you for nothing. I forgive you for everything from my dad, because the only thing he was trying to do was protect and provide.
Right.
But there was other things that I needed.
Yeah.
And I was not receiving them from him just emotionally, and not because I don't even think my dad was a very, very vulnerable and emotional man. I think it wasn't his intention not to give it. I have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
I got to work.
Yeah.
I have things to do.
Yeah.
I have a wife.
Right.
You're not my only kid.
That's right. Yeah.
And in my mind, I am my parents' only kid.
Right.
So,
Correct.
So I think that, and then I feel like when I was old enough to kind of say that and for us to start building that, he passed away.
Okay, gotcha.
So that was mortifying. But then the beauty of it is I did have another man come stand in the gap for him.
Good.
And I was able to get what I needed because I could voice that.
Right.
And I think that with this man, he had raised a lot of children himself. So for him, it was very easy, especially daughters.
Right.
It was very easy for him to stand in the gap. So I always said that I thank God, I thank God every day that, he sent us two men to take care of us and my mom, which was a beautiful, beautiful thing. But and he ended up passing away, right? But I really, really wish that, because that was a large part of the healing journey too. Right. Wanting to know that my dad was proud of me and that he forgave me for all of the BS I put him through because I thought we had so much time. Yeah. So that definitely is still, an issue because like you said, I'm consistently looking for those things in the person that I end up with, right? I need protection. Yeah. I need to be provided for. This is what my dad did for me. And like you said, some aspects of that, guided and have guidance and being led and, I want that in my husband. Like, come on. So I could see myself kind of falling in love with somebody that's very similar to my dad. Right. He'd probably be up there like, oh, word? Yeah. This is what you could do? Right, without trying to get your ass to listen, you was paying me dust. Right. So, but I definitely can understand that. Okay. Okay. And I think it's a beautiful thing also too that I know your son's dad is in his life. Yeah. The determination to know that, listen, I may not have had the best situation growing up, both my parents, right? But my son is going to have both of his.
Yeah, Absolutely.
Beautiful
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely.
Beautiful,
Absolutely.
beautiful
Absolutely.
thing.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I love that part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's hard when it's just one person.
Yeah.
It really, really is. It's hard when it's just one person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I don't know how much time we have. I don't know where we are on time. But there's a few things that I wanted to do. Right. So I'm sorry, you guys. This is gonna be ghetto, but I want to read my spiel because I have something that I want to present Magical Mo with, and that's my glasses on to do that.
Okay.
But I have something that I want to share, and then something I want to give you, right?
Okay.
So before we close out, I want to pause and honor something sacred.
Okay.
Throughout the conversation, what stood out to me was your willingness to do the inner work, to reflect honestly, to unlearn, and to stay committed to your healing journey, even when it wasn't easy. So for that, I want to present you with something. This belongs to you.
Okay.
Here, let's open this up.
All right. See the name under that. Okay. Let's put this here. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is heavy.
Okay.
It's heavy. Oh.
Let's pull it out so I can share what it is.
No,
you better not start crying.
As I said, I ain't cried a long time.
Wow, that mean I did it. So for that, I want to present you, show the crowd, with the Inner Work Honor Award. The Inner Work Honor Award.
Look at that.
It recognizes the courage it takes to consistently choose healing,
even
even when no one is watching.
See.
It honors the quiet, honest work of turning inward, growing with intention, and committing to wholeness. Thank you for doing the work, not just for yourself, but from everyone that your healing touches. So congratulations.
Right. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. It's a beautiful award. It has the logo on top. And again, well deserved.
If you guys can see that.
Well deserved. The commitment to the healing journey has really, not only has saved and changed so many lives, mine included.
Yeah.
Mine included.
Wow.
And before we go, we're going to tackle one last topic, and then I'll get you out of here, right?
Okay.
Now, I know that...
Nice. Oh, let me read it.
It says, I just told you what it says.
That's what you read on here?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, no, you can read it. It doesn't say it.
Let me read it on here. It says, Conversations with Khadijah, the Inner Work Honor Award, presented to Monique, me, for recognition of courage, consistency, and commitment to healing 2026. Oh,
so cute, right? So cute. So you have something to take home with you, something tangible for your participation on a podcast.
Yes, okay.
And like I said when I first introduced you, I said that you have been my friend for over 40 years. Yes. We call each other SMF. Those initials mean soulmate friends.
Yes.
We have traveled the journey.
Hold on. We coined that term.
Yes.
Because it just seemed like when we were going through some things back then, we going through it simultaneously.
Yes.
Like, nah. We connected to the soul. Because it's like, okay, girl, how you going through that too? Like,
yes.
How you know?
And why
like,
you thinking that? Get out my head.
There. Like, it was just there. So that's how we got the SMF. And, we pissed some people off about that. But
Yes, we did. And I think the other part that folks didn't know, which I think was a beautiful part, it just didn't feel beautiful in the time, is that there was a breakdown in the friendship.
Right.
Right. And I think that it's so important to talk about it because I think folks don't know that this can happen.
Right.
I think folks don't believe that you can have a friend and have a family member or even have a lover that something happens within your relationship where you both feel like we got to take a step back and have space, right? And I also think folks don't know that you can come back from that and still be powerful and genuine and still have that beautiful relationship without it being over forever or without it turning into something negative.
Right.
So without going into any detail about the breakdown, is there anything specific that you learned about, because we took a break for about 2 years, about us being apart and then us coming back together?
So I think for me, you have to remember, right? Or like I've been saying to you, you are like my first friend.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So again, I always say I grew up in a home with a lot of females. I grew up in a home with cousins and sisters. It's like 6 of us, right? We're still close to this day. Those are my friends. Right? Those are my friends. Those are my best friends, my first friends, all that. So you were my first friend outside of them. So it kind of was like, you know what I mean? Like we talk all the time. You know, we get up, we do things. So I didn't understand when you needed space.
Yes.
And I remember you would always say, and again, I got needing space from you.
Yes.
Because I will always say, like, what you need space for? Like, I don't understand.
Yes.
Like, what's this me time? And I'm like, what you need me time for? Like, for what? To do what? So again, going through the healing journey, you do realize that you need me time.
Yes.
And you was very serious about your me time.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that personal.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, you were my friend outside of my family.
Relationships.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was just like, no, what do you mean? Like you're disconnecting and you needed to disconnect for you. And I took that personal.
Mm-hmm.
And with taking that personal, I was just like, no, like I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, she need me time. Okay, I'm good. So I internalized that, which was part of the breakdown in the friendship.
Yes. Yes.
But however, again, during the time that we were separated, again, I missed you. Because there were things that were happening throughout the time that only you and I know.
Yes.
And I couldn't text you. I couldn't call you. So I'm like, oh my God. Then, the stuff will pop up on the phone. The memories and all that. And I'm just like, oh my God. Holidays. Stressful. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I think that one day when you did call me, just like out of the blue,
yes,
I wasn't ready.
Beginning, yes.
Yeah, I wasn't ready and I still was in my space.
Yes.
And you gave me my space.
Yes.
So it kind of like came back full circle. And then that's when I kind of started to realize, like, oh no, space is a real thing.
Yes.
Like space is a real thing. Me time is a real thing.
And
you know?
It's nothing personal.
It's nothing wrong with that. Yes.
Jesus.
It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing personal. But again, in all fairness for me, like I said, you were my very first friend outside of the familiar people that I had. So it was just like, nah, like you can't pull away from me.
Back.
You know, it was attached. So again, then we came back. We just came back.
Like it never
that
left.
was it.
That's right. Amen.
That was it. It wasn't the finger pointing and you did this and you. No, we came back and then we just came back.
Yes.
That was
genuinely.
That was like just it.
Yes.
So I don't really have anything to kind of say about how they came back when it just happened.
Yes. Yeah. And I think for me it was the same. I think where my issue came in is that I have trauma surrounding past relationships where when I need the me time, I become the villain.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I think that for me, I got so offended because it was like, well, damn, like, I'm the bad guy, as opposed to being able to understand that you needed space.
Yes.
Right? It was like, okay, now you this happened and I'm backing up off you. But it would make sense. You want me off of you because you need me time. So why would that be a surprise to you?
Right,
and I said, and my thing was like, no, it's never a surprise. I just don't want to be the villain.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to be the bad guy. And what happened was a lot of friendships prior to you and a lot after what me and you went through, that's always the case.
Right.
That literally just happened to me just the other day.
Right.
Just the other day where a person is like, they need. And it's like, I gave you as much to capacity. What I have no more.
Right. Yeah.
So I didn't give you nothing then.
Right. Yeah.
So all of the 75 things that was given prior to are null and void because I can't give you this one thing.
Yeah,
and that is a trigger for me. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to work through this on the healing journey because I'm trying to figure out, which I kind of think I have an idea what it is. I think that sometimes I can also, swoop in and become too invested.
Yeah.
So it seems like...
that's why I be telling you, girl, why you don't do business? Yo, I be like, what? You know what?
Again, you know what it is for me, right? Like, we are naturally happy people.
Right, yeah.
So as soon as we see people that are not, and especially if we feel for them, you automatically want to make them happy, right?
You do.
Yes.
Right.
And that's not my job.
Yeah.
That's it. That's an inside job.
Correct.
And I have to allow folks to do it for themselves and contribute to it.
Yes.
And I think that's what I'm learning now. So that's what happened with the breakdown. Like you said, with the comeback, it wasn't rocket science. It wasn't no whole long journal. It was like, what's up? What was your deal? What was your deal? Okay, those deals are behind us. Let's push forward. And I think folks need to understand that we were only able to do that because of the healing journey.
Right.
Because if not, both of us like, that bitch, we took bring that bitch up to me. You know what I'm saying? And I think the healing journey has allowed us to be able to be so good at self-assessing and saying, this is what I need to do.
Yeah.
This is where I need to step up. Instead of it being like what you were saying earlier. Well, so-and-so do this and so-and-so. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Yeah.
What are you going to do? So, all right. Okay. Well, before we close out, I know I asked you in the beginning, I said, what was one word that you could think think of, you know, that you feel in this moment.
Right.
So let me ask, I'm going to ask again as a closing out, as a breakout, close out, intro, outro, whatever you call it, right? What is one word that feels real for you now, or is it the same word?
Well, no, it's no longer nervous. Like, I'm
Okay,
good.
look
Like
at
you
God.
said, I'm good. I just feel like,
you.
we're having a conversation like we normally would have. I would say love. You know what I mean? Love is still there. Love is always gonna be the forefront present for me. You know what I mean? So I think for me, my closing, word is love.
Amen.
Because I feel like when you lead with love, things is going to happen.
Yes.
Right? You have to be love to get love, right? We learned that from Momentum.
Yes.
Be,
and
do,
from
have.
each other.
Yes, exactly. So, so love is it for me. You know what I mean? I know in our friendship, we have a lot of love for each other.
Yes, we do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been through a lot together. We're going to still go through a lot, moving forward. So, the love is always present there no matter what. So that's what it was for me.
I think I'll close out with healing, right? Because, again, one of the reasons for starting Operation Heal 100 Hearts, one of the reasons for starting this podcast is because folks make a mockery of it, right?
Right.
They don't think it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to talk about all of the things that we have done in our lives as a result of healing.
Yeah.
It's really a real thing. It's not a joke. It's not a game. And it also can save and change your life if you take it seriously.
Right.
But I think a lot of folks don't see other folks taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So they don't think it's real.
Correct.
So I think I will close out with saying healing, with my word being healing, because I think that's most important in this space. And that's always, along with love, what I want to bring to this space.
Right.
So, okay. All right.
Yeah,
as we come to a close, I really, really want to thank my sister, my soulmate friend, 1/3 of the Heal Our Hearts team, and also the magic that is Mo.
Yes.
Right. For coming, for standing in the gap for me, and for being my first participant and guest on Conversations with Khadijah.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
I'm grateful.
I hope you come back.
And then we got to talk about that other stuff. Because I want to know who was saying what they were saying.
Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good
you
night.
never told me nothing about that. That's crazy. I don't know.
Yes, especially the soul era. Thank you, Baz. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you for joining me on Conversations with Khadijah. I hope today's conversation has brought you reflection, encouragement, and a little more peace in your heart. Remember, CALM stands for compassionate, authentic, loving, and meaningful. And these are not just words. They're invitations to live, listen, and love intentionally. Take what resonates with you, release what doesn't, and carry a little more wholeness into your day. I'm your host, Khadijah, and I can't wait to share our next conversation with you. Until then, breathe, be gentle, and stay calm.